Hey guys, Erin Wester here. So I'm a little bit late. Sorry guys. And my my battery on my computer is dying. So this is gonna be about 10 minutes. That's why I'm gonna try to keep these about 10 to 15 minutes for my Hot Mess Mom blog. Again, this is episode 15. 15. So yeah, it's pretty exciting. So I'm super happy that I brought this back last week and I'm going to keep it up, which just kind of sucks that I wanted to stay consistent with you guys. But next Tuesday is my son's orchestra concert, so I'm obviously not going to be on. I'm trying to go live earlier that day for episode 16. I will let you know once I know my schedule at work. I'm going to have to do it between visits in my car. I think I have a 1 o'clock visit, so hopefully after that visit I can sneak in a quick live before I head back to the office. Just don't tell my boss. So anyway, tonight I wanted to come on here and talk about why it's okay to put yourself first when you have a child with special needs, be it a disability, a physical disability, mental illness, autism, ADHD, cerebral palsy, the more serious medical conditions like type 1 diabetes, asthma, severe like allergies to foods and other things, why it's okay to still put yourself first. So I'm going to tell a little story about my son. Hopefully he will not see this because he is now 11 and does not really appreciate stuff about him all over social media, but I figured that this story is okay to share. So when he was 4 years old, so this was about 7 years ago, we're having just some issues. He had regressed in his potty training, so he was having accidents. He was wanting to drink apple juice like 24/7. And he would have accidents, he would pee on the floor, and it would be like super sticky pee. So we knew something wasn't right. So I brought him to his primary care doctor. And, they knew what to do right away. They tested his blood sugar, and he was like 475. So if you guys know anything about diabetes, you know that that is super high. Like we should be like 70 to 110. Kids, more like 80 to 150. So 475 is insane. So my doctor says, you need to bring him to Children's Hospital in Milwaukee. He's diabetic. They're going to have to put him on fluids. They're going to have to get the blood sugar down. And you're going to have to take a whole bunch of education to learn how to take care of type 1 diabetes. It ended up being 3 days of education and then some continuing stuff. We still take classes every once in a while. But when you're a single mom, you are in college, you're working at Starbucks, that is something super scary. It was actually right before, the diagnosis was right before I met my now husband, who I've been together almost 7 years. In March, we'll have been together 7 years and married for 4. So that just tells you how long we've been together. It's as long as how long my son has been diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. So, you're a single mom living with your parents, limited income, on Starbucks insurance, not that great. What do? Obviously, I call my mom. I said, Mom, you need to come with me. We need to go to Children's Hospital. They think Jake has type 1 diabetes. So at that time, we don't know anything about diabetes. Everybody thinks diabetes is caused by diet. It was something that we did wrong. It's genetic. But my daughter's crying upstairs. My husband's up there with her. So you know nothing about diabetes. You think you did something wrong. You're feeling horrible. You're crying. They have him hooked up to IV. He's at the hospital. They're trying to teach you all this stuff about diabetes that you never thought you would know. They're like, you'll be okay to come home tonight, but first thing in the morning, you have to come. So we basically got home at 1 a.m. and had to be back at like 9 a.m., something crazy like that. So, you do days and days of training to learn how to give shots, how to do blood sugars, how to calculate carbs so you can figure out how much insulin he needs. You learn how to adjust insulin. There's all these things that you have to learn. What kind of foods he should be eating, what kind of foods he should be avoiding. Basically telling you have to 100% change your lifestyle. And that's a hard thing to hear when you are, it's just a hard thing to hear when you're 31, living at home. Actually, I think at that time I was actually working for the state of Wisconsin. So I wasn't working at Starbucks. I wasn't doing that, but I was a single mom and I was living at home. So, timelines just get a little mixed up in my head. So, it was crazy. And all of a sudden our life changed. You have a child with special needs. You have a child with a medical disorder. His dad was not helpful. His dad refused to take classes. So to this day, his dad has not seen him. His biological father has not seen him since he was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. And that's the honest truth, which maybe, you don't want to think about horrible diagnosis for your kids being a good thing. But in this case, it might have been a good thing because this has kept his father away from him. So he hasn't seen his biological father in 7 years. He was a drug addict. He was abusive. There was domestic violence even while I was pregnant. So that is why I left Minnesota and moved back down to Lake Geneva, Wisconsin to live with my parents and go back to college. So, maybe it is a blessing in disguise. He's never taken responsibility for any medical expenses. So me and my husband do this on our own and we're 100% fine with that. We're just waiting till my son is 12 before we file for permanent adoption and to terminate his father's rights. Because at that point he won't have seen him for 8 or 9 years. My son doesn't want to see him, and that's obviously his choice. And it's something I always support what he wants in that respect. But, having a child with type 1 diabetes is hard. When one of my daughters died from cardiac ganglionitis, which it took them a year to find, heart disorders were brought up. Thinking, well, we have a child with type 1 diabetes. We go to Children's Hospital for. We don't want to be going to cardiology at Children's Hospital for the rest of her life. Luckily, she had a long QT. She didn't have the disorder because it's extremely rare. But by the time she was 18 months old, she wasn't going to cardiology anymore because all her echoes were clear. But, our kids are our number one priority. So if you follow me, you are a mom like me and your kids are your priorities. That's the majority of you guys. That's why you follow me, because we're moms. We've gone through struggles and our kids are our number one. And even with our kids being our number one, we need to put ourselves first too. You need mom time. For me, my mom time is my workout. My mom time is 4:30 in the morning till about 6:45 in the morning. That is my me time. That is my mom time. And my time in my car during my commute. That's my me time. So, workouts, I connect with people in the morning. So yes, I send super early messages to people at 5 a.m. trying to connect with people and make friends and really change lives and inspire at least one person a day. That is my goal. It's not about selling anybody anything. It is about connecting with people and us inspiring each other and keeping each other motivated. And that's really what all this is about. And you need to put yourself first. If you like to work out, make sure that you are working out by yourself, that's times for you. Obviously on the weekend, my kids are around. It's a little different because I'm not going to get up at 4:30 in the morning to work out on the weekends. It's just not going to happen. That's when I catch up on my sleep. But even if you have a kid with special needs, even if you have a kid with medical issues, you still need to put you first at times. You honestly do. Because if you don't, you can't take care of them. It's the same thing as running a health and wellness company from online, like I do on Facebook. If I'm not taking care of me and my own health, how am I going to inspire or motivate or help anybody else to do the same thing? So if I'm not taking care of me, I can't help other people take care of themselves and to get their goals and reach their dreams and have everything they ever wanted. If I'm not doing that for me, how can I help somebody else do that? Just like if you're not putting your own health first, how can you take care of your kids' health? How can you deal with the stress of having a child with special needs? I work in a nonprofit where our clients specifically are adults that have been deemed incompetent by the court. But we also have different departments. So there's autism department, there's Safe Babies, Healthy Families, there's day programming for adults with disabilities. So we do a lot of different things at the agency that I work at. And, we work with a lot of people with special needs. And, if I didn't take time for me, if I didn't work out, if I didn't spend time with my husband, if I didn't unplug and spend time with my kids, if I didn't see my friends, if I didn't go spend time with family, I wouldn't be able to help our clients, or especially the supervisor, I wouldn't be able to help the employees that I supervise to make sure they're putting themselves first, to make sure when they take time off that they're finding someone to cover their cases, they're turning off their phone, they're truly unplugging from their work. Because if we're not unplugging from the things we need to do and taking care of us and spending time with our family, what good are we? So I guess that's really all I had for tonight is, dealing with elderly parents, children with special needs, children with medical issues, your own medical issues. You need to do you first and take care of you. So don't feel guilty about having a bubble bath. Don't feel guilty about getting your workout in. Don't feel guilty about eating healthy and making healthy food for your family. Do feel guilty if you don't unplug from your phone and spend time with your family. Do feel guilty about that, because when I don't do that, I feel guilty. But, guys, put yourself first. Take care of you so you can take care of those that you love and that need you. Because they'll probably need you for a long time. I know my kids will need me for a very long time. So I have to take care of me so that I can continue to take care of them. And make a good example. If you're living a healthy lifestyle, your kids are going to see that. And they're going to see that you want to be healthy. And they're going to want to be healthy also. And they're not going to complain about the healthy food, because my kids do not complain about the healthy food. They eat it happily because they see me and my husband eating it. And, we don't have a whole lot of desserts in the house. They know if they have a dessert when we go somewhere, it's a treat, that they're not going to have it here. So, guys, put yourself first. Don't feel guilty. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye. See you for episode 16.